Now loading Nerdgasm.
I'm gonna be sick!
It's the Nerdgasm Podcast.
That guy is not whelmed. What is it with you and this whelmed thing?
With Alan Bailey and Grayson.
I'm ready.
It happened, man. It fucking happened.
I know.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so so happy that he took my soul. I sold it so that way we could get season 3.
Months of binging, fans, outcry, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media outcry, and 2 very committed producers have finally yielded what the fans have wanted. A 3rd season of Young Justice is in production.
But wait.
Yes.
Wait.
What?
I want to show you something. This is exactly how I felt.
Now, gentlemen, we're not gonna sit here and pretend it's not a big-ass elephant in the room.
What the fuck is going on?
This is what the fuck is going on. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! No! That is not...
Oh, yeah.
That was totally appropriate, actually.
Thank you.
That makes sense. It was a lot like that in real life, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was, for me, we got the news on Monday, November 7th,
At about
2016.
3 o'clock.
3:16 p.m. in California. We got a press release sent to us
From WB.
from Warner Brothers saying Young Justice Season 3 currently in production. I read it about 15 minutes after it was sent. I lost my shit. I was literally walking from my office into the bathroom I was in the bathroom actually. I had walked in.
So that's why you lost your shit.
I lost my shit. Well, no, because you go into the bathroom, you read your phone, and I was checking my emails, and it
I
was
usually
like,
play games. Or I watch Young Justice.
I'm not joking. I literally jumped up. I was okay. It was all done. I jumped up. Yes.
Without wiping.
Yes, pretty much. I immediately called you. Without putting my pants back on.
I don't care.
I was home alone and the doors were locked. I didn't care. I walked around pantsless.
And I was about to walk into a meeting. And all of a sudden, do you have a second? Yeah, I'm really late, but what's up?
Let me tell you something. Literally, that moment is going to be one of those moments where I remember where I was. Because it's that kind of historic, holy shit moment. And phenomenal news. We do not have a date.
Unfortunately.
We do not have when we're going to see season 3. We do not know what network it's going to be premiering on.
Unfortunately.
But Weisman tweeted out the day that the announcement was made that he starts Monday, November 14th. Him and his co-producer started or have started now Monday. Will start Monday, whatever. English. I'm too excited to comprehend this. So yeah, that's the reason we didn't talk about it in previous episodes, because we literally are devoting an entire fucking episode to Young Justice awesomeness. What the fuck was that?
I just love the fact that I've been holding out for this for so fucking long.
I know.
And there's been so many people out there that have been like, oh no, it's not going to happen. Just give up hope. And it's done. It's dead. I'm like... And I've had so many people telling me this, and it's like, no, if you've seen the series, you know it is a kick-ass series, and it will come back, whether it's 10 years from now, whether it's 5 years from now, whether it's tomorrow. And I mean, we talked to Greg, and we can only talk to Greg so many times, and he can only tell us so many times, guys, I will tell you when we have news. We talked to him last time, and that's pretty much what he told us. So we're like, okay, sorry to bug you.
Yeah, and we talked to him earlier this year at Long Beach Comic Expo that happened late February 2016 about this, and we literally talked with him for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We probably should repost that interview as an episode itself because it's huge. Should we? Are we going to repost that as episode 92? That's going to be episode 92, bitches.
Ta-da.
So... check that out in the audio portion and probably TV too. That was dirty. My goodness gracious.
I mean, it's so awesome because Greg Weisman actually talks to his fans and
he
addresses things that
Yeah.
I mean, like, you ask him a question, he's not one of those people like, oh, I'm far too superior to you than I should be to answer your lowly questions. Well, no, he's like, he's one of the coolest guys that you could meet. And for the most part, he told us flat out a number of times, unfortunately. And I felt like we really bugged him, but like, he just told us, he's like, okay, guys, I will tell you when I have the information myself. And unfortunately, we had that fucking Redditor. I was just kind of like, oh.
What's happening? They took me
exactly.
to
So they told me. They didn't tell you fucking shit. It was just a goddamn rumor. And for
You're
the most,
still bleeping yourself. I hate
I know.
that.
I know.
Say
I'm
fuck.
sorry. Fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. So
the thing that Greg Weisman told us, though, and that's in the interview that's going to be part of episode 92, you go back and listen to that, because he says that they had, when they did season 1, they outlined season 1, they outlined ideas and basically in a skeletal structure for season 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So they know what they're doing beyond season 3 is essentially written, knowing Greg Weisman, because he probably already has most of those episodes written. We do not know how many episodes. If it's on Netflix, 10 to 12 is kind of where that episode range will run. If it's on Cartoon Network, we could go for a full 18, 20, 22, 24 episodes. We don't know. If it could end up on the CW Seed. That's a possibility as well.
That one didn't occur to me until last week. And for the most part, I was thinking to myself, okay, where can Young Justice 3 pop up? And I mean, okay, we've been seeing things on CW. You've got Miss Martian, you've got Artemis, and we have a character that kind of could maybe play a Superboy on Supergirl.
I was pissed when he didn't take the name Connor. I was like, your name is Connor. Your name is like fucking Connor.
Just Connor. And
maybe he will rename himself.
Your alien name is Conarius. Just go with, instead of Mike Cilia, whatever his name is.
I know.
I'm still stuck on Doctor Strange a little bit, but
I know.
It's I mean, like, I was upset that he didn't take the name Connor.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, we have all those connections. We had Red Arrow in there. We have Miss Martian. We had a Superboy. We have not seen Robin.
Unfortunately.
We have an Artemis.
And we have this... Okay, we had this guy on YouTube. I'm not going to say his name, but this guy tricked me.
What?
He... Australian bloke. And he basically said, he's like, oh, Dick Grayson, Nightwing, Robin on season 4 of Arrow, and I'm like, what the?
Oh, fuck.
So
no,
I went to that video and I was like, okay, what's going on? So I checked it out and it's gone, and now he's got a new episode up saying that Dick Grayson Nightwing is going to be on season 5, and I'm like, you are literally rehashing the same story just so that way you could say you said it first.
Yeah,
dude, just you're getting my hopes up. Like, I love the fact that you have this idea, but
it's a fan want.
You're killing
it's
me.
Not
killing me.
There's no concrete information. It's shit. It's a shit rumor. But back to Young Justice.
Yes. Right now, they're basically like getting all their all the characters together. They're kind of like making sure that they have voice actors.
The producers literally have stepped into the doors as of Monday, the 14th of November.
2016.
They're not fucking... It's not like they already have all of these episodes written. They might, but it's highly unlikely. I can guarantee you, probably Warner Brothers is still contacting all the voice actors, and they're talking with producers saying, which voice actors do you want to play which characters? What characters need to be casted still? What casting director do you want to work with? I know that the animation is going to be, if not exactly the same, virtually the same, because one of the animators that worked on Young Justice season 1 and 2 tweeted out on his Instagram a photo of the season 3 poster saying, we're back, can't wait to start again, indicating, or at least leading to that he's working on the 3rd season. And he works at Warner Brothers Animation, so chances are he is involved in some way, shape, or form with the animation of that show.
Even if it looks exactly like Vixen on the CW Seed,
Vixen,
I'm totally down for that.
No, because Vixen looks almost exactly like Young Justice did, and so does basically the last 5 DC movies that have come out. So we're kind of in, it just got darker in here.
Yeah.
We're kind of in that awesome sphere of where everything looks like this and the same creative team that worked on Young Justice have kind of stuck around, for lack of a better term.
Right.
So hopefully that continues the trend, and we'll see what happens here. Things we could potentially want to see in season 3. The big one is the cliffhanger at the end. Obviously, we know that Darkseid and Vandal Savage, who was the main baddie from the first 2 seasons, they're shaking hands in the very last scene that is setting up for season 3. And what happens there with that relationship and what happens to the team moving forward in the Justice League is totally up in the air. Don't know what's happening with that, but there could potentially be some bad stuff happening, including Darkseid coming to fucking Earth and fucking shit up.
So when they bring in Darkseid, I'm almost kind of wondering if, maybe Supergirl's going to follow.
That's something I want to see, because I want to see Supergirl in that universe. It makes sense that she should and is there. There's got to be an interesting dynamic with her and Connor and Superman. There's got to be some great stories there. And the thing I want to see her similar to what we saw in the Doomsday movie, where she goes good, she goes to Themyscira, and then goes Darkseid literally, and goes to that universe and is evil, and we see evil Supergirl. Like, that would be a great storyline. That
almost kind of takes me to think that what if season 3, if they are going to bring in Darkseid, and then potentially, this is all theory, like Supergirl pops in, and then what if she's like the double agent the entire series?
That could happen. Well, they did a very good double agent story in the first season. We could potentially see that in this season, but I don't think Weisman and his people are going to do that again, that exact same storyline, but something similar perhaps.
Well, they did say that they are going to have more twists and turns and more danger for the team, and I mean, I'm all for that, because I mean, like, the storyline, everything was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, I've watched season 1 and 2
numerous times.
I'm in the neighborhood of 30 times per season each.
Okay.
Somewhere. I lost count a while ago. But you look at season 1's feel of Young Justice. It's got a danger spy element throughout. There's a spy element throughout the entire show. Don't get me wrong, but there's a little bit more innocence. The stakes are high, but not as high. Season 2 steps it up in a very dramatic way. The pressure's on, and every second it feels like the whole universe and world could come crashing apart.
Yeah.
And shit hits, and shit could hit the fan and destroy everything. You have that it's the end of the world feeling in season 2. If they step it up again, fuck.
I know.
I mean, oh my God, dude.
I mean, right now, let's see. Okay, let's try and take it back. At the end of season 2, we had Darkseid and we had Vandal Savage basically shaking hands, kind of showing that they did have a play, basically taking over the Justice League to basically introduce the Earth to more galactic threats.
Right.
And also potentially Vandal Savage wanted to try and take out the main core of the Justice League, so that way all he has to do with is, let's just say, the secondary heroes. And I'm not trying to say that Hawkman or Cyborg or any of them are less than of heroes, but I'm just saying that Vandal Savage potentially sees those heroes that he took and saw them as more of a threat.
Potentially. And that's the thing that Young Justice did extremely well. And in season 1 and 2 is they introduced multiple villains simultaneously, villain team-ups, and it wasn't just one bad guy. It was one group of threat.
Right.
And in season 2 especially, you had
you had the light, you had the aliens that were coming down, and for the most part, of course, they were dealing with like the whole political issue of Lex Luthor kind of like playing on the side of politics, and then also they had the bad guys kind of like blackmailing the younger heroes.
Yeah, and you had so many things up in the air, and it was such it is such a detailed story account, and it feels so real. The ticker in the corner showing the date and time in the time zone, that adds a lot of reality to it. But just with multiple things going on at once, also adds to that real factor of the show. Because in reality, one bad guy does not fight you at the same time. It's not just like, oh, this week we're fighting so-and-so. Oh, next week we're fighting so-and-so. Oh, so-and-so broke out of jail again. Da-da-da. No, you have multiple bad guys out there on the loose at once fighting the team simultaneously, and then is great.
And then also, it's not even just about the bad guys that are being introduced. It's all about the team dynamics and the new characters that are coming in, and also like how, let's say, the real Roy Harper was actually getting along with everybody that was already integrated, and how the clone of him was actually more integrated and more accepted than he really was. And I mean, for the most part, like, he of course took the name Arsenal, and then the other one kind of like fell off the face of the earth. But I mean, there's also that personal element to all the heroes, and making it very relative.
And one storyline that was hinted at in the very last episode of season two finale, was Red Hood Jason Todd potentially being introduced. There was a 5-year time skip between season 1 and 2, and it was planned all along. And in that 5-year time skip, Jason Todd became the next Robin, and was killed by Joker, and just like in the comics, and he's dead in season 2. All of season 2, you do not see Jason Todd, but we see his memorial on the Watchtower. And a big thing, if you know your comic lore, is that Jason Todd becomes the Red Hood, and him and Batman get into it, and Red Hood, depending on what version you follow, either stays a bad guy or becomes a good guy.
Right.
That dynamic could be very interesting, and that drama I want to see, because I want to see a Batman story.
I almost want to say that if he's going to join the team, he would potentially take the place of Arsenal, because I mean, Arsenal left the team.
Well, Arsenal left the team, but Red Arrow also left the team, because he's also kind of, I'm just going to live my life. I'm going to raise my kid, which that's going to pose also some drama in season 3, I'm sure. So that's there. And obviously, the heartbreaking story that the voice actor who portrays him and the producers have also hinted at is Wally West.
Right.
In the season 2 finale, he is lost into the Speed Force and evaporates into the Speed Force and is presumably killed. But potentially he could come out of the Speed Force.
Because, I mean, there's other theories out there, and basically people are trying to figure out, was he killed or was he not?
Yeah, and that's the question.
And that's the thing that we don't know. It's not hard evidence on whether he was killed or whether he was not. And for the most part, there's a lot of theories out there saying that he was just simply absorbed into the Speed Force, and it would be awesome to see if he comes out of the Speed Force.
And there's where a few theories lie. There's a theory that somewhere in season 3 he'll come out of the Speed Force and life's good, and here's Wally back after presumably some time has passed, and potentially Artemis has moved on and is dealing with, and what I think will be great anyway, if Wally comes back, if he comes back and Artemis has moved on and she's in another relationship, or engaged, or married. There could be a forward skip time. There could be another 5-year gap between season 2 and 3 for all we know. We don't know. So that's an interesting component of it, because how does Artemis deal with that? Dealing with some other love interest in her life and her first love.
Her ex that came back to life.
From the dead. Yeah. How do you deal with that? Or do they just pick up where they left off? And if they do that, is Wally the same guy he was when he went into the Speed Force?
Very true.
Has he changed? Has he gotten wiser? Has he lost his Wally-ness, for lack of a better term? And
has he become a better speedster?
And if he comes out of the Speed Force, is all hunky-dory, or is he being chased and pursued by Black Flash? Or, here would be a twist, is Wally West, because of his time in the Speed Force, has he become Black Flash?
Oh.
And is he just withered away to nothing, and is he just Black Flash at this point? Another interesting possibility.
All rumors.
All rumors. These are our ideas. These are just some things that we think would be cool. Greg Weisman, if you happen to be listening, just saying.
That'd be cool.
But these are just literally ideas, nothing concrete. You go back and list, or in the near future, when episode 92 of the Nerdgasm Podcast comes out, watch episode 92, because it is the Greg Weisman interview that we did with him earlier this year in its entirety. We're reposting it for you because there is some really good hints that he drops. Not spoilers, not for sure answers, just a few things that are hinted at. There's also some really cool stuff on their creative process, how the team who are behind Young Justice make that show, how Greg Weisman himself makes that show and does shows in general that are very complex, and also some story ideas that were in season 1 that made it to season 2 and then could potentially go into season 3. I
mean, if I remember correctly, there was a story that they had where it was Whisper. It's supposed to be longer.
Whisper?
Was it what? Secret. There was an episode where they had with Secret, and it was supposed to be a much more detailed episode.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe we'll see more of that.
Yeah, he did a panel at Long Beach Comic-Con about a month ago or 2 months ago, and he was on the Young Justice panel, and it was predominantly the comic book creators who did the comic pre-Young Justice and then the comic after Young Justice as well were up there, and Greg was up there as part of the creative team for it, and there was also some interesting meat on those bones as well. So you're just going to have to listen to episode 92. But check us out on nerdgasmpodcast.com. We will literally put up any information when it becomes official. We might put up a rumor here or there if it's a credible rumor, or
if it's like a really cool rumor. But we will say it is only a rumor. We will not be saying that this is fact. You'll
see rumor ... Weisman hinted at this or something like that, or we want to see this. It's very easy to tell what's fact and what's rumor on our site. Very easy, as long as you know how to read. So do that. But yeah, we will post episode 92 in a few days with the Weisman interview in its entirety. But our binging is done. Well, not necessarily done. It's just it is paid off because I don't know about you, but there's a season 3. I want a 4th season.
Yes.
I'm already starting that campaign. If you want a 4th season of Young Justice, keep binging season 1 and season 2. And when season 3 comes out, whether it's on Cartoon Network, Netflix, CW Seed, Hulu, a website, who knows?
I would love to see it on Netflix. I don't care if it's 10 episodes. I would love to see it on Netflix because I know it'll survive there.
Yes, it will. And I don't know about you, but once that show comes out, you better fucking get your ass over here at midnight when it drops. If it's on Netflix or another streaming service, you get your fucking ass over to my place. We go ahead and we literally just binge the whole fucking thing. If it's 20 episodes, we'll sit there for 10 hours straight.
Be awesome if it was 20 episodes.
20 half-hour episodes all at once on Netflix, I would lose my shit. Of course, knowing you and I, we'd show up like a day before and we'd binge 1, we'd binge 2, right into 3. We'd time it perfectly too.
Oh yeah.
And we'd probably live stream the whole thing on Facebook Live. Just, look at us, here we go, yay. But no matter where it shows up, no matter when it shows up, we will watch. Knowing how cartoons are made, probably be about a year. Probably.
Unfortunately.
At least 6 months to 8 months. At least.
For like half the season.
Yeah, but it'll take some time.
Yeah.
So be patient. It's not coming out tomorrow. It's not coming out next week. It's not coming out next month. Relax. This is the Christmas present I wanted.
You got some time.
Yeah. So just relax. Young Justice Season 3, it's on its way. Greg Weisman and his people will literally put out any information that can be public as it happens, knowing them. So, episode 91 in the books, my friend.
All right.
And this was a fun one. We just got to tuck Young Justice.
I get my dick back.
You get your dick back. You get your dick back. You got your dick back.
Oh,
you got your
by the way,
dick back.
Grayson.
Huh?
I don't think we did our names.
Oh, yeah, I thought we did. I thought we did.
Did we?
Well, for the Nerdgasm Podcast, episode number 91, I'm Alan Bailey.
I'm Grayson again.
Bye!
I got my dick back. I got my dick back. I got my dick back.
Go away, fat man.